Hey everyone, this is Mukul and this is Swapnil. Welcome to Going Slow podcast, where we discuss our product journeys and also have casual discussions around life, universe, and everything in between. Hello, welcome to episode 24 of Going Slow podcast. Hey Swapnil, how's your week going so far?
Hey Mukul, week is pretty good. I've just woken up, so yeah, I might be a bit sleepy at times, but yeah, it's going good. How about you?
I would say that's the advantage of being like 1.5 hour ahead. So it's 10:45 here. So yeah, I have woken up since 3 hours. I mean, I'm fully refreshed. So yeah, I feel that's an advantage I never thought of.
So how
So
how have you been so far?
it's good. It's good. I finally found my routine. So even if I'm traveling, I have a very good routine as of now. So I'm loving that so far. And there is like one new hobby which I never thought I would be like following, but I really like it now is cooking. So I actually cook almost all the meals. So yeah, I mean, I used to cook at home too last 2 months just to make sure that I can cook everything when I'm outside because when I was in Europe, I felt that I need to have good cooking skills if I want to enjoy good meal because there were
Mhm.
just two constraints. One was basically eating out daily is expensive and unhealthy,
Right.
and if I'm eating at home, uh, it should be tasty because
For sure.
because food is love. So I was like, the only solution to this problem is learning how to cook. When I was in Spain, I was cooking almost daily, and I somehow got better at cooking few things. And then I was like, no, I want to get as best as I can in this. When you're home, it's very difficult to cook because everything is served on a silver platter.
Yep.
So, but I just made one small rule that I'll cook one small thing daily. Like, for example, if I'm cooking breakfast, then that's it for the day. If I have not cooked breakfast, then I'll cook something for lunch. So, yeah, I think that is helping me so far. I'm really liking the cooking experience because it's like, I would say it's very different because it's a relaxing. You're not looking at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
screen.
I've heard from many of my friends that they find cooking to be meditative, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like very relaxing in a way which I never expected, to be honest. But it's very relaxing. Like you just put a good song in the background and you're just cooking for like 30 to 45 minutes. And I'm really loving the experience so far. It was very difficult to find like Indian ingredients here, to be honest. So I have found some of them. So I'm making use of most of the things I got. And yeah, I'm looking forward to take like Thai cooking classes soon. So that would be like I'm super excited for that. Hopefully this weekend or next weekend, something like that, I'll try to go to those classes.
Nice. And you had one class in the early morning today as well.
Yeah, that was Muay Thai class. So
Okay.
I joined Muay Thai class here in like I mentioned in few episodes back, right? The travel I'm looking forward to do is something like activity based travel. If I'm in a certain place, I want to join one class or some upgrading some skill basically.
Right.
And Thailand is famous for Muay Thai
Right.
and scuba diving. Unfortunately, I'm not good at swimming, and it's raining a lot nowadays. So the only thing which is left is so yeah, it's in the morning. Like it's like 1.5 hour class. It's my second week, so I would say it has been 9 classes so far. For my first week, I was so tired after each class that after each class, I just needed to come back and just sleep. So last week I was just sleeping the whole time. Like if we would have said that let's do a call now, I wouldn't have been able to sleep. Yes,
Okay.
but yeah, slowly stamina building. So, but I'm liking it so far.
That's the best
It,
part of our bodies. They adapt to anything.
yeah, it's crazy that human body is super adaptable and flexible.
Yeah. And you mentioned about scuba diving, right? I don't think you need to know swimming in that because there will be someone with you to guide you initially. and there's a lot of weight. You have to carry oxygen on your back, right?
Yeah,
So I don't think you need to know swimming.
that's for
Try
the
to
fun
learn
dive. Yeah, that's for the
yeah.
free dive or fun dive, like when there is someone at the back. But if I want to take course, so it's a 3-day course, open PADI something certification. So it's a
Mhm.
3-day course where after that you can dive anywhere without the person at the back.
Got it.
That certification is for 3 days, but that certification has that requirement that you should be able to swim 200 meters, which
Oh,
is I don't know, is swimming 200 meters, and you should be able to float. So I started learning swimming last year actually
mm.
when I was in Goa, and I'm getting better at swimming, but I cannot float. So yeah, there is a very nice pool where I'm staying right now. This stay is like heaven. So they have a really nice pool. So I try to go as much as I can, like at least for 30 minutes daily, but it's a long way.
Swimming is also the best kind of exercise. You burn a lot of calories
Yeah.
in water, so that is great. Have you tried snorkeling there in Phuket?
Yes.
That is,
Here, no, but I have tried snorkeling. I have snorkeling gear. I bought snorkeling gear just to do, just to
you
do
should
all
do
kind of
it in
things.
Phuket. That is like pretty cool. You see a lot of fish there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. It's raining a lot nowadays. There is just like limited set of things I'm able to do as of now. So once the rain like calms down a bit,
Mhm.
then I think I'll be able to explore that part. But yeah, so I shared you the link of the stay, right? Like this stay is like heavens. This stay is really cool in a sense that they have built it specifically for people who are looking to stay for the longer duration. And they are really cool swimming pool at the rooftop. So if you go in the evening time, so you can see the sunset and you're like chilling in the pool. So that's really, I would say, relaxing. And
Nice.
yeah, I really like that it's a good initiative by the this hotel and stuff, and they're trying to build a community too, which is I think amazing. What about you? Are you in Mumbai or are you back home?
No, I'm still traveling. I'm figuring out. I'm I'm on a pit stop. I'm right now in Bangalore, and now I'm thinking to go to
Are you
just
traveling or like
figuring
for
out.
travels?
Yeah, just I'm trying to figure out where to live for the rest of the year. So in backup, I'm keeping the Homa option. uh, feels really cool. And otherwise, yeah, I'm just figuring out. Uh, in Mumbai, there was a lot of rain, and I wasn't really able to go out for most of the days. And their local people were like, "No, this is how it is usually." And we always go out with an umbrella. I'm like, okay, this is like a new thing for me. So from my mental model, if you're going out with an umbrella, you're only doing it for like urgent tasks. Otherwise, you are sitting inside. And there, people were like, no. Even when they're going to work, they're going with umbrella. They're going out to eat, they're going with umbrella. Wherever they're going with an umbrella in hand. So that was, yeah, and it takes some time to adjust to that. So I mean, well, I was like, okay, let's get out of there, then explore some other nearby cities, and yeah, then just exploring where to have a longer term stay.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Well, like let me know like if you found something which you're looking forward to stay for the longer duration. I'll be
Yeah.
curious to know where you picked that place. And I feel the point you mentioned, right? Like people are used to it. Like for example, people in Mumbai are used to the rain and stuff. I somehow can relate to that point because so I was in Bangalore for 3.5 years and I liked it. I never had any issues and stuff. I loved staying there. But then I went back home for almost a year. And then I went back again, I think few months back, 2 months back, I think, for to meet some friends and stuff. So at that point, I was just frustrated with the whole experience. And I was like, because after the whole thing, I traveled bunch of new places.
Like,
And so I had like few more data points to
you have a
experience from
calculation
there.
of how cities can be.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh my God. Like previously, I didn't have that problem. From the fresh perspective, I was like, oh my God, like this is something very, how was I accustomed to this before? And
Yeah. So
now I can just tell.
this is what is called experience stretching. And in this particular case, I'm not sure if it is a good thing or a bad thing, because when we say that, like I was also in Bangalore for the initial 3 to 4 years of my career, and that time I didn't find it bad. I found it livable. Everything was cool. Looking back now, I wonder how did I do that or why did I do that or whatever. At the same time, this is only because now you have more calibration. So the good thing is you have experienced more things, but the bad thing is now you cannot enjoy the previous one as much. And it goes in like all areas of life. I read an example of this somewhere wherein, let's say, if you are sitting on a beach and you're chilling out, and else, someone sitting next to you, he or she passes you a cigar and they say, hey, try this, this will be pretty good. And you're like, no, I'm enjoying only. And the other person can't relate because they don't know how you can do that without it, because their experience has stretched. At the same time, you are enjoying because whatever experiences you have. So it's like going a bit philosophical here. So in life, you have like a lot of dots, right? A lot of experiences. And on a scale of 1 to 10, they can be or at varying intensity. So if you experience something which is like out of your league, out of your level, like it's outside 10, it's like 11 out of 10 or 15 out of 10, then your scale is now recalibrated. And whatever experiences you had before, they sort of like shrink down. So it's like a boon and a curse. It's like you're experiencing more at the same time. After doing that, it will be hard to enjoy, not impossible, but hard to enjoy the same things that you used to do earlier. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, totally makes sense. But sometimes I feel that that ignorance thing is actually a good thing, which is like a bliss total, because you just don't know what you don't know. You don't know. I'll just like tell you like what part hit the most when I went to Bangalore again, and it's very obvious. Like just two things. First was like traffic,
Traffic.
uh, and second was the air quality. I was like, this is some air quality was something I never considered before. Like this was the word I had never considered any like in factor like any before. But so when I started running in Spain. I wasn't much into fitness before, to be honest. So I started running in Spain like every day for 30 minutes. That was my rule, that I'll run every day for 30 minutes. And then after Spain I came back home, and I realized that it's harder for me to run because I'm not able to breathe. And I mean, it's not like it basically applied to all the coming days. It just took me few days to adjust, but there was difference. And I was like, oh, okay. I never considered that this is what is affecting me. So yeah, I mean, the traffic part, also the air quality part. I was like, So at that point, I was like, maybe cities which are less developed, like for example, Nagpur, which is very near from my home. So I was like, cities like Nagpur is a much better choice to stay because less people, less traffic, better all around, less expensive. Bangalore is extremely expensive as of now, which makes sense because it's like a lot of people are earning a lot of money and they're ready to spend a lot of money. So it totally makes sense. But previously, it was like Bangalore people, everybody was moving to the city life because money was there and job was there. But now it's independent, like those variables are not related with each other. So I just feel, will there be a change when people will move to different cities, like for example, Jaipur or Nagpur or cities which are not like Bangalore, Mumbai, but still good enough to cheaper, better, and all those things.
Right. I feel the only missing link in this would be the socializing aspect of it.
That's
So
so.
what I feel is someone starts like a hub in a tier two or tier three city wherein it's almost like a co-working space, or it's a co-working space with the events and community part built in. So whatever events and the community manager you have in the co-living space that you're in right now, think of it in, yeah, exactly, think of this in a tier 2 or tier 3 Indian city setting, wherein you go, you sit anywhere there, or maybe you have a fixed place. It's almost like an office, but people from different companies are coming there. And since you meet the same people every day, that sort of takes care of the socializing aspect of it. Because you don't need like 20 people, you just need maybe two, three, four, five people that you can gel with and discuss things with, right? And it need not be productive as well. You could might as well just discuss about sports or politics, like the water cooler chat that we say, right? And it's very hard to replicate in Zoom settings. So, like as of now, we can do like a one-on-one conversation, but as soon as it becomes a multi-person conversation, it is hard to replicate the office structure wherein even if there's a group, people can still talk in silos. They can just turn, even there's a group, there can be like three different discussions going on in parallel. Yeah. Even on the lunch table, it happens something like that. So yeah, I feel that might be a promising aspect to be tried out. Once that is there, then there's nothing else to like stopping this.
I
It's
think
almost kind of like, let's say, since you're working remotely and you're going to a place and work, even if you switch companies, those people remain the same because it is not dependent on companies anymore. So you make friends irrespective of companies, they continue, and almost like a fairy tale guild you have.
yeah, that's true. Makes sense. Like for example, if I'm starting out, I would be in city, I guess, because I'm finding future path or what I would exactly want to do and all those things. But if there is someone who has already figured out or know that, hey, this is what I want to do, or this is what I want, that ignorance thing, that he doesn't want to know what he doesn't know. Like he's happy in his own bubble, which is really great. I feel that's like
Just-
the amazing thing. That's the best. What's the point of knowing all the things if you're not happy?
Yeah, the
So
point with knowing is then you have to either you need
yeah,
to be okay not doing it, or
yeah,
otherwise you need to take action after it. So it's a tricky place to be
e-
in.
exactly. In that case, it makes sense, total sense for sure. But like if I mean, you know that this is what I want, I think in that case there comes the next question. Then you can move to a different place for sure, or you can just stay there. But I feel that if you stay, it's like one of those things, like if you stay in Bangalore or any city, not Bangalore, not naming anything, like if you're staying in one place for so long, you actually start to like all the bad things you considered before going there, you kind of like start ignoring them. It's like you
It's
get used.
it's almost a relationship.
Yeah, you get used to all the things. So, I mean, because it's tough to move, right? Like it's tough to change cities. It's tough to make life changes like every year or so. So
Yeah,
that makes total sense for sure. Mm,
cool. So did you get a chance to look at the SaaS acquisition deal link that I shared?
yes. Do you want to share some details about it
Yeah,
before discussing?
so this is a micro SaaS. The name is Cloakist, Cloakist, and it provides custom domains for X. X can be Airtable, Notion, Calendly. Think of any tool that you want to host in a custom domain. They provide you a solution for that. So I just stumbled on the acquisition of this, and the numbers were very well detailed. And I thought this is like a rare data wherein you get to see a data point which you can also sort of use as a benchmark somewhere down the line. So the numbers as of now stand at the MRR is $2,000, and they have 160 paid customers, and it was sold for $60,000. So since MRR was 2,000, so it's almost five times multiple of the ARR, which is which makes sense, which is cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Amazing from the buyer's point of view. It's an amazing deal for him, like finding this deal. Because so we also started searching a lot on micro acquire, finding like the best product or deal for us too. But it's so tough to find a good deal. And I feel like the product and everything is really good in this sense. For example, if you consider the product is like custom domain for Notion, custom domain for Calendly or XYZ, there are companies specially built for specific product. Like for example, if you heard of super.so
Right.
or Ocean.so, they're
Mhm.
specifically for calendar Notion.
Notion.
And I'm pretty sure super.so is over $25,000 MRR,
Yeah.
most probably.
Mhm.
So this person is at 2,000 and that person is at 25,000. So there is a market for it. So there is a room for him to grow in Notion. And there
Mhm.
are other, I would say, other connections or connectors he have where it will also have room to grow. So I feel that's really cool. Also, one more thing I feel is the 2.5x amazing. Like multiple is really good. And also like the one, so like if he has a $2,000 MRR in, for example, next 1 year, if we somehow make it to 4,000, it's double. But the number is small and you have a base and everything. So it's achievable for sure. 4,000 to 5,000. Let's say it's at $4,000 MRR at the end. And if he sells it at the end, and assuming that he sells at the same multiple, 2.5, it's 120,000. So it's like $60,000 profit right there, right then.
Right.
So the flipping of websites is really amazing. Like I have
But
seen
this
few
this is
people.
not flipping, right? Flipping is you just buy it, you hold on to it, and then you flip it at the right time. This is you're actually growing it as well.
I mean, kind of flipping, like you're keeping it and then selling it if you're looking forward to sell.
Yeah, but when you're keeping it, you're also investing in marketing. You're
Yeah,
also investing in product. I wouldn't call this flipping. This feels like a nice business deal.
yeah, yeah,
Flipping, I've heard in context of domain names and NFTs, wherein you just get something which you feel will be more valuable to someone somewhere down the line, and you just hold on to it, and then someone else will come. They
right,
you can stay to them. But
yeah,
this feels like you'll also have to do an effort, and there are uncertainties here as well. Whatever stops working, some new computer comes up. There
yeah,
are uncertain things as well. But yeah, from a buyer's point of view, great part is this product has already crossed the 0 to 1
yeah.
journey. You already have validation, you already have paid customers. So if you have the metal to build stuff, listen to customers, and iterate on it, you already have 100 plus paid customers. So you can just keep on listening to them, figure out what are the other pain points, and you can introduce more features based on that. Which, because I feel that is one of the hardest part about starting out, which is you can build, but you don't have customers to test your hypothesis with. So you just keep on going in the build mode versus this is a product which already has a lot of paid customers. So you can talk to them more and figure out more features, invest in growth. There's like a track, there's a path to growth here.
Um, I mean, I have like an opposing point of view in that in this. Basically, I feel it has not yet crossed 0 to 1 yet. The reason the person who built it has sold it. So there must be a reason why he is selling it. So there can be two reasons. One is basically he has found a new passion, a new project to work on. That's why he wants to just sell this off. or second, he didn't see potential in this, or he didn't see something which he can grow. So I would be curious to know why exactly he thought of selling. Like, is it because he couldn't like market it? If it, I mean, just to make sure, like, what exactly would be the reason to sell and something for, because like, so I was reading it somewhere. If you are in $0 to $2 million ARR range, your multiples are actually lower, which is around 2 to 4x. But
Yeah.
if you're above $2 million ARR, acquisition multiples are higher, which is like 5 to 8x. And if you're above 10 million or something like that, your multiples are like 10x.
Mm.
So basically, lower ARR things have lower multiple because it's still a gamble. It's still a bet that you have because it's not established as of now. So once you cross a big range, then it gets more, I would say, for example, if a product is about $2 million, then he has, for example, a good piece for sure. If a person is selling at that point of time, that means there can be two reasons. One is he doesn't want it to grow, or basically he's just now looking forward to something new because he has spent like 5 6 years of his life on this, and he wants to explore something, and he want to exit. So that makes a very valid reason for a person to exit, that he just doesn't want to continue this journey anymore and he wants to switch. But if the reason is basically, I'm not looking forward to grow this product because I'm not able to, and I don't think there is a market for it. So I just want to sell it off. So in lower MRR acquisitions, this is kind of a potential reason for people to sell because so it makes it harder to acquire. So for example, if you, so that's why like when we are trying to acquire apps, that is one of the biggest, I would say, concern, because uh, one concern we always had, like how we can grow it and why exactly a person selling this, because you don't know, right? Like the reason is very important, because if a person has tried bunch of things and he thinks he doesn't have potential, so then we'll have to like research more on that topic. Okay, is he right? Or do we think that he has tried all the things? Do we think that we can do it better and all those things? So yeah, it differs, I guess.
That will be clear from the number and in the due diligence part where they would have charted out the month on month growth, especially over the last few months, to see whether how it is growing.
Yeah.
Another thing that I find good about this particular product is you already have competitors, which
Yeah.
pretty much proves validation from business perspective. So it could also be the case that the founder didn't see a fit with the product, which is they're not excited by it much. Also, now it is moving from building stage to scaling stage, marketing stage. And for some people, they might have a natural aversion to it. They might enjoy the 0 to 1 journey more. And the final part is just like a predictability thing, which is it is working now, but you don't have the predictability. It's a gamble on the person who's running it whether they can have some gains out of it, but it's like an expected thing. You know that okay, this product will reach this particular MRR range after this much time, but there's a probability attached to it. It can go all to zero as well for whatever reason. Um, let's say they get sick, right, and they're not able to continue investing time on it, or something broke. There can be like 10 different things that can go wrong. So just taking cash upfront is also like a good thing
Yeah.
in that sense, wherein you're insuring yourself, you're just taking it, and you enjoyed the journey as well. You made it till 4 digits, which is, I feel, like a pretty big accomplishment in itself. Once you scale something up to 1K MRI, I feel that you have the confidence to do anything after that
Yeah. Yeah.
because you
For sure.
literally created something from nothing. So yeah, I feel the
Yeah.
productivity part makes sense as well as the other part, which is you shifting from building to scaling. And
It's amazing though. Like I mean, the amount of, I would say, wealth it I mean it's generating. Like for example, a 2K. For example, if I'm making 2K MRR of the like my app's MRR is 2K. and it's selling for 60K. It's such a good feeling. Like 60K is how much? $60K is like crazy amount, right?
50 lakhs. It's
In
almost 50
rupees, how much would
lakhs.
it be? Crazy. And it's vested. It's not something which is someone is holding or something. So it's like everything is in your bank at one point of time. So I mean, like I was building few small apps before this to make something work, and then I started putting it on a website called Indie Maker just to sell it and stuff. But I used to put like my asking price very low, $1,000, $1,500 and stuff. And I was able to sell two of my projects like for $1,000 and for $1,500.
Nice.
At that point, I was like, okay, I should do this. Like, I should do more of this. Like, because it's like a skeleton, right? Like, you
Right.
have like an app thing built, like the whole thing. So I should just generate more things and then put it on on App Store, just and sell it and to make money and stuff. Because if it sells, it's like almost more like 1 month salary kind of thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And at the lowest level, it is even better.
Amazing.
Um,
Yeah, it's
it's a very
amazing.
situation. It is like
Yeah.
2.5x multiple is a good deal for both of them.
Yeah,
Um,
if you don't sell it in both cases, it's like a win-win. Huh? Like it's
right.
amazing. It's amazing that he is able to build a product from like scratch to two camera. That's so cool. I mean, it's so tough. Because and to scale it to that, I mean, congrats to that person for sure.
And
But
you mentioned that you're also looking for some deals on microcar. What kind of
we
things you're looking at? I'm just
we
thinking. I also want to dip my feet into this. So, and
we aren't right now, but
okay.
we used to for sure, like for a few months. I mean, we passively search for it. I wouldn't say actively and stuff, but we are mostly looking for any kind of SaaS or Shopify app. But tell you that the problem in this is the upfront capital required is too much. So it's like, for example, in this case, like it's $60,000 upfront. So you have to give $60,000. It's a commitment. So there are few ways to give that capital for sure. So for example, if you are doing some kind of a loan kind of thing like revenue based financing or somewhere from where you can get a loan of like $60,000. So all you have to do after that is beat the interest rate and pay out the loan. That's a definitely a good way to do it. But if you're doing it, it's a commitment because you have taken a loan. Like then there is that thing in your head that there is a loan on you or something. Other way is like raising venture to buy apps, but
Mm.
it's still a commitment. It's not like it's like loan that you have to pay monthly and stuff, but it's a
You have to
long,
give
yeah,
returns. You have to return it.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. There are a lot of people who are doing it actually, who basically raise a big round and then are acquiring apps, and it's happening a lot in Shopify, and it's like Thrasio for Amazon brands or something. So it's happening already. Like that's another way to do it. Third way I feel is we tried this one, which we felt was something we could. It's something which was possible, but it's very hard to negotiate. One way to acquire app because we didn't have $60,000 upfront. So one way we tried to negotiate the deal with one or two people was basically we will pay you monthly. So for example, if the asking price is 70 or 75 or something, we'll give you 80, but we'll pay $8,000 monthly. So in the 10 months, you will have the full payment, but from the starting day, we will have the apps. But you see, like it's very tough to negotiate this kind of deal because there are many people who are giving upfront. So yeah, I mean, but people do it. Like I have I have heard in some podcasts where people negotiate this kind of deal with success. So I feel as of now, this deal is kind of the best way to move forward, but it's very tough to find like a perfect. I mean, it's tough to find the other party agreeing to this, and the app should be good. App should be something you believe on. and
Yeah,
something
that
like
is
some
also, yeah, it's almost
you
like
can
in
commit.
think of micro VC. I read in his thread that he evaluated around 83 listings, went on
Yeah,
18 calls with potential sellers, and then based on that, this was finalized. So yeah, it's a pretty big
yeah. I mean,
commitment. It's not a one day thing.
it's yeah, it's not something which you can do passively. You have to
Yeah.
like work hard for the whole commitment part. Like you'll have to take as because it's you always have that thing. Oh, okay, maybe there is something better than this deal. Maybe there's something better. So you'll always have that in your head. And also like finding like the perfect deal. Yeah, it's tricky for sure. I feel this monthly base financing works great, but yeah, finding that is difficult. Upfront capital, I feel, I don't know, man. Like that's too much capital. Until we get acquired, I don't think that is something we can. I mean, we can take a risk for sure.
Are you looking for acquisition?
No, no, nothing. No, as of, we will be open, or we might at some point if after crossing like 50K. But we think that we are too early for that.
Correct.
What
So
about
this
you? Are you?
not as of now, because the thing with that business is it is we know the path that we'll be on once we get acquired or once we sell it off. Because in edtech, pretty much the norm is to charge from students. And we've also been thinking about this a lot. We discuss it like almost every week or every month. So yeah, that is something we know what it's going to be after an acquisition. So yeah, we don't want to get into that because that directly
Yeah,
conflicts with why we're doing this.
yeah, makes sense. Yeah, as of now, I think we're happy, and I think we have fuel left to make it grow. And what will we do after acquisition? Like, we will start some other thing. So if we are going to start some other thing after acquisition, we can start it now.
Yeah.
So because there is enough time and resources available for sure as of now. So yeah, I mean, I think it's too early for us to. So yeah, that makes sense.
We're talking about this thing, right? Then if you're not acquiring apps and not doing acquisition, so the profit that you have right now, what do you do with that? Are you planning to do
Um,
that?
I am not. Yeah, this topic. I'm currently not sure, to be honest, what to do. What. So I was asking bunch of people about it and stuff, but I did not get any answer, to be honest, on this. Because if you do not spend, you will be taxed. Uh,
Right.
so, it's like if you do not spend, you will be taxed, and if
Right.
you spend it, then at least it's good. I think that's why I feel this is one of the biggest reason why many companies are not profitable, which is such an amazing thing. Like, I mean, makes sense, right? Like, for example, if I have assume this scenario that I have around 40K MRR and I have around 100K from funding, 100K,
Mm.
200K from funding, and it's in the bank. They are not taxed. It's not taxed. It's never taxed. Huh? Well, profit. I mean, I just need to show losses, so I'll just like spend more on building, like more on hiring, more. I'll hire. I'll spend more. So I feel that's a good thing because businesses are incentivized to
Grow.
uh, grow and hire more people for sure.
Basically, reinvest money somewhere.
Reinvest money somewhere. So that makes total sense in terms of that's when I realized that many companies who are not profitable are choosing to be not profitable because they can be profitable at if they just control the I mean, for example, if you want to be profitable, you will just like control some aspect
Mm.
where you are experimenting and you will be profitable. I think that is true in many companies out there for sure. As of now, we haven't found any perfect way to spend company profit. What about you? Have
How
you
do you?
experimented with?
So we mostly spend in hiring. That is a major cost. The SaaS prices that we use, those are like pretty small. compared to the amount that we spend on people. So yeah, majority, like more than 90% of our expenses as of today is on people. So that is why I'm always curious about why you're not choosing to invest in people. So here's how I think it. Like if I were you, what I would do is like just get a like something like an entrepreneur in residence, pay them to try out other Shopify apps, build it, try to sell it. If it becomes big, then you integrate it with SiteFinder.
Yeah, I think someone else suggested this too. Yeah, we haven't thought of this yet, to be honest, because
So there
it's
are two things,
just
right? Either you involve in your current business.
yeah,
What that would mean is you would sort of become a manager wherein you will have to train them and you will have to spend a lot of time initially with them,
yeah,
which is not, I think, I'm not sure if you want to do that as of today. So the other thing
yeah,
is keep them independent of your business and you almost become like a YC or like investor where you say, hey, I have the capital, I have the user base of Shopify and build something. If it works, then they can just continue with
Mhm.
you. If it doesn't work, then you get to see some execution which did not work out. So, you know, so for example, I'm pretty sure you already would have had a lot of other ideas for Shopify as well.
Hmm.
So if those are independent, then maybe you can have someone else do it. Because in the end, it's all about experimentation only. There's no silver bullet. And again, this is like a investment thing in the sense the first product that he or she tries that might or might not work. But if they are consistent enough and if you want more
Yeah,
commitment, you can also like only involve people who are like full time working on this so that they have more skin in the game.
yeah,
And for them, initially you provide a salary so that they can. So it's almost like a EF model, entrepreneur first model, which is so I had joined their cohort a few years back, and their idea was you have to leave your full time job so that you have skin in the game, but
yeah,
they gave you like a nominal stipend for your expenses, so you
yeah,
don't feel the burn of the expenses. At the same time, now you have more motivation because that insane amount of money is not coming in anymore. So now you have
yeah,
motivation that hey, you need to make this work. It's very hard to do it part time. It's okay. Well, some people do it, yes, but investing for even 4 hours after a normal regular working day, it is hard. It's hard to deep focus and all. Even if you
yeah.
do it in the morning, then you will lag at work. So not sustainable at all. So yeah, full time seems the way to go.
Hmm. Yeah, we haven't thought of this way, to be honest. Yeah, I'll talk with my co-founder on this. We were mostly not keen on hiring because just to avoid the management route, because we are always like it's good enough for now, like nobody to manage, nobody to answer to, all those kind of things. But the path you mentioned, I feel which it's really it sounds good, to be honest, to experiment on new things, and it's not exactly like employee as such. It's something he's someone who is looking forward to build app on his own and stuff, and we are just helping
Could
him.
also be someone who has already tried
Yeah,
their hands in Shopify apps,
yeah,
didn't find product market fit for whatever reason,
yeah,
and still want to continue. But the win that you're providing is they don't need to live in that uncertainty anymore, whether it will make money or not. That is the utility that you're providing. It's almost like
yeah.
a R&D team.
Got it. Makes sense. Got it. Definitely. I think I'll look into it more. Let me see if I can pull this off.
Yep. Yep.
So should we call this an episode?
Yep. All right, folks. So that was all for today. If you liked it, let us know on social media. Our handle is Going Slow Pod. If you didn't like us, then definitely let us know. We'd love to know what you would like to hear more of. And yeah, that's all. See you next time. Until then, stay curious and don't forget to have fun.